Yo, 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 it's Mario Max Terror. Hey, Ali, how you doing? Crappy? That's not good. Uncrap yourself. Yeah. Oh, shit. Totally forgot my cards were over there. Good. Penis nails. Hey, Harmona, how you doing? You working? Oh shit. Oh yeah, it's still like 4 hours behind me. So yeah, it's still like 5:30 there. Hey Shakima, how you doing? Yeah, I'm okay. I just took a nice Epsom salt bath, trying to get feel better. You okay? That's good. Yeah, I feel better now. Oh shit. Yeah, I know what that feels like. My back still feels the pain when I work. I'm always trying to get better, but there's always some bullshit. I just feel like I can't stand sleeping during the day. I don't like sleeping during the day, but yesterday I slept during the day and I felt all tired and shit. I was like, not even in a good way. Yeah. Hey Virgo, how you doing, sweetie? But yeah, I was yesterday. I felt kind of shitty. I was like, I ate some like some fruit, and I think the fruit was kind of bad or whatever, or it just messed me up. So my stomach was hurting all day yesterday, and today, this morning, I felt like shitty again. So then, like I ate some soup. I ate some chicken noodle soup tonight, and I took a nice Epsom salt bath, and I feel better now, but it's a pain in the ass. I shouldn't eat fruit because I know it's not good. It's not. It just doesn't do. Fruit's good, but not for me. I've always had I always love fruit, but like every now and then it'll fuck me up. And as I get older, like my body doesn't want it. It's like nah, bro. I know a lot of people that can't eat fruit. My dad, he can't eat fruit either. So I'm like, I think I take after him. My nephew, he can't eat strawberries because he'll break out in hives. It's like, well, I've been drinking some orange juice, some water, so I feel much better now. Yesterday I was feeling like shit. It's always in the morning, and then throughout the day I feel pretty cool. But it's all good. I mean, it's not like I'm suffering or something, but I noticed that ever since I went 40 7 years ago, my body can't handle certain foods. Anything with like sauce or any type of like dip or something like that, or it just gets to me. It messes up my insides. It says, "What the hell are you doing, Mark?" It's weird. But my dad told me, because I can't eat fruit, so you must be like me. I'm like, yeah, I know. I want to eat it so bad. I love fruit, but as I got older, my body doesn't want to tolerate it. It's annoying. And I know that's what it is because every time I eat fruit, I break out too, like around my nose here, it goes all red, like eczema, whatever the heck it's called. I know it is that because I've tried it many times, but ignorant me, I saw the fruit salad there on Saturday. I bought it and I said, yeah, I'm going to have this on Saturday night. I'm going to have some. So I had some and I was like, yeah, cool. It's not going to do anything wrong. Woke up the next day, I was like, oh boy. That's what it is. It's the fruit because every time I eat it, something happens. So I can't eat fruit no more. I don't know what, I mean, it had grapes, blueberries, strawberries, pineapple, honey melon, and cantaloupe all in the same container. So it's either one of those fruits is bad for me or all of them together as a combination is bad. So yeah, I gotta stop eating it. Maybe I should eat bananas or apples or something like that. And the thing is, I like all types of fruits. That's the sad part. I like it, but I can't eat it. It's just I know people who can't eat like shrimp and lobster and fish. They can't eat no shell food. They'll get hives and all sorts of shit. I'm like, oh hell no. I rather not. I rather eat shrimp and fish and lobster than eat fruit. I'll take the fruit dilemma. That's no problem. Hey, if I can't eat lobster, it don't even make sense being on the fucking world. Fuck that. I gotta eat lobster and fish. That's like my favorite. Yeah, Shakima, you're not the only person that said that to me. A lot of people like tell me that once their body reaches a certain age, they can't eat certain things. My sister's the same way. She's 43 and she can't eat steak no more. When she eats steak or any type of red meat like steak or anything like that, she gets like she gets sick. She doesn't feel right. And I'm like, oh well, more for me. But she eats fruit every day, no problem. She eats grapes and watermelon and all sorts of shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. You can't miss nothing you never had. I said that last night. But it just sucks. Like I always try and see if it really is that. And then like I just got I knew it is the fruit, but I had to make sure and and I paid for it. But it's all good. I know now not to deal with it anymore. I pretty much have my last fruit salad. So yeah, I'll leave it alone. It's cool. Just can't eat it. That's all. It's shitty, but whatever. There's a lot of other things I can eat. So good. It's the because that's the thing. When I eat bananas, I get indigestion. Like I like bananas too, but I can't eat them because every time I eat a banana, I get heartburn or indigestion, and it's weird. Some people are like, "What the fuck?" Like, look, man, my body don't like fruit. It's annoying because I love fruit, but I just can't eat it. But I can drink orange juice no problem. That don't affect me. It don't make no sense. So orange juice doesn't affect me, which I'm glad. But fruit salad does. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's like some bullshit. But hey, it's all good. It's a part of life. As long as I can eat like everything else, I'm good. I noticed that as I got older, especially after 40, I got heartburn real quick, indigestion real quick. Like everything, even when I eat lasagna with any type of red sauce or like, salsa or tomato sauce or whatever. Any type of sauce with spaghetti and meatballs or anything like that, I get fucked up. Like it messes with me and gives me indigestion or heartburn. And I'm like, yeah. Even when I eat pizza, if the pizza has too much sauce on it, it'll mess me up. And I'm like, oh well, you get that age and your body can't handle it. That's all. I ain't crying about it. I'm just saying it's fucked up. Getting old. But you know what? You don't have to be old. Some people are young and they can't eat certain things. Like my nephew, I remember when my sister gave him strawberries, he broke all that in hives. He was crying. What the hell's wrong with me? She's like, yeah, you're probably allergic to strawberries. And that was it. So I love strawberries, but some bullshit. Yeah, my one of my best friends, he used to watch me eat lobster right in front of him and mussels and shit. And he'd be like, I can't eat that. I'll go to the hospital. And I was like, look, if you don't want me to eat it in front of you, it's okay. And he was like, no, 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 it's okay, it's okay. Like, I'll eat you can eat it, but I just can't. I just don't care. Like, I was like, all right, bro, I don't want like to eat it in front of you. You be all mad at me and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, all right, cool, it's all good. Shakeem, I see you donated, sweetheart. You can ask your question when you're ready. It's funny. He's a vegetarian, but he ate like fish and shrimp and like sushi and stuff like that. So it was like whatever. He was cool about it. Oh, all right, Shakeem, let me check. All right. Shakeem, let me see. Well, it looks like you might see him this week. If you link up with him, it'll be a good vibe. I got Ten of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. What more can you ask for? Eight of Cups reversed. That's a good thing. So if you tell him you're in town, he's gonna come and see you. That's if you tell him you're coming. So if he knows you're gonna be there, then he'll definitely come and see you. It looks like he'll want to come, yeah. So if he lives a couple minutes away, he'll definitely come and see you. That yeah, he knows. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, looks like it's gonna be a good vibe. He's gonna hang out with you, possibly come meet you, see you, talk to you. It'll be good. This is all good things. It's all good vibes here. I don't get nothing bad. That Page of Cups is like him offering to buy you something or give you something. Um, talking to you. That Ten of Pentacles is like maybe him interacting with you about talking about family and things and how his life is going, where how things are for him. Yeah, for me, yeah, yeah. See. Well, that's good. Looks like he'll like tell you about his new life and how he is and how things are. And I see communication, things like that. This Eight of Cups is like, effort and like just chilling out and stuff. He might even ask you to go to dinner or something like that and pink up and pay for it. Yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of communication. Like he's gonna tell you about, certain things in his life. I feel like he's gonna do a lot of talking. I got an Eight of Wands, Page of Pentacles again. So I get like, him, talking about his life, telling you all this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I see communication otherwise. Eight of Wands, that's telling me he's going to communicate a lot with you, message you, talk to you. Um, that Page of Pentacles is like pretty much having respect for you and stuff like that, and him telling you about his life and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, I see him connecting with you. At least that's what it's telling me right now, that you guys will connect and you will talk and stuff like that, and things will be good. I don't get nothing bad at all. Nothing bad. So I get all good vibes here. I even got the Three of Cups on the bottom. So that's just telling me like that's a satisfactory result. That means that you guys will talk, have a good time. You know, uh, maybe he's gonna be a little different. He even showed up in the reading, Page of Cups. So that's Pisces, water sign. Hey, you never know. I don't get nothing bad, that's for sure. Nothing bad at all. I get all good vibes. So looks like he'll be happy to see you and happy to talk to you. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I get. I don't get like him being a fuck boy or nothing. So that's good. Honestly, nothing bad at all. So we'll leave it at that. Hopefully it doesn't change, and hopefully he does see you and have a good time. As you know, it's the eclipse and the retrograde, so anything can change. People are whack. That's what happens. Just like today, I was home all day waiting for this guy to come pick up the furniture around here, the old furniture. Meanwhile, he never showed up. I was so pissed. I'm like, wow. I said, it's definitely the retrograde. People don't communicate. People don't give a shit. Yeah. My sister got all new furniture, and all her old furniture is out in the garage. And then he's going to come pick it up and, take it, whatever. Yeah. I don't know why people are so excited for some damn eclipse. Like, who cares? I don't give a shit about that. I didn't go outside and look at no damn eclipse and put on no glasses. You know how many times I've seen that shit in my lifetime? Man. Yeah, he left me hanging. I was pissed off because I could have went to work today. My client called me at 9 o'clock this morning and said if I can come to his house and put up a fan and hook up a light for his daughter. And I was like, well, I'm waiting for this guy, so I can't go nowhere today. I'll come tomorrow. So then I could have been went and done that shit and got it over and done with. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So now I have to wait for tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'm gonna go to work. I told my sister that guy can fuck off and wait. When I'm here, he can come here. If not, I don't care. He'll come when I'm here on Wednesday. He's gonna have to wait for me to open everything up because nobody's here. So, but he told my sister on Sunday that he was coming today. Meanwhile, got me around here waiting for this clown and he ain't even come yet. Yeah, it is. But yeah, I ain't worrying about no damn eclipse. I saw a lot of videos. This guy in Bermuda put up a video of the eclipse and also that launch or something. Some I don't know, some bullshit launch. I don't really watch the news like that. I don't really give a shit. It looked pretty cool though, but I've seen that shit like a million times too. I'd rather watch a falling star than watch bullshit like that. I don't know. I just don't really care about things like that. Like that, it's just a regular, you know. People are like, oh my god, man, you the first solar eclipse you've ever seen in your life or something. Man, we were studying that shit in school. I remember being in school and we saw that shit. I remember one year, I was like maybe 6, 7 years old. I must have been in like kindergarten or grade one. We all had those dumb glasses or whatever. We looked at it, we saw it, and I was like, oh wow, great, cool. All I do is it doesn't matter if it's a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse, or whatever eclipse. People are crazy 24/7, every day, all week, all year. So to me, like retrogrades and eclipses is just like another thing to say when people go crazy. But people are crazy every day. People do dumb shit every day. Things break every fucking day, It's like it doesn't matter. Like these are just regular things in life. People like just make up bullshit and then they expect everybody to believe it. I'm like, okay then, cool. So yeah, it is what it is. If you guys want a message, I'll give you one. Today I'm going to use my Soul's Journey cards. I'll bring these out tonight. It's called Lesson Cards. Shakima, you want one? And Ilda, you want one? All right, Hermana, your card is worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Isn't that true? And Shakima, your card is courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. You're welcome, Hermana, anytime. Virgo, you want a message? And for those of you watching in the background, don't be shy, You can talk in here instead of just watching me, All right, Virgo. Hey, Ashrani. Don't be shy. I don't bite. It's cool. You can say something. Virgo. All right, Virgo, you got honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Amen. I like this card. I'm gonna post this shit. Honesty. I can always expect the truth from. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Amen. I'll take that card any day of the week. You're welcome, Virgo. All right, Ashrani, you're next. All right, Ashrani, your card is gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Amen. You gotta show gratitude. That's the right attitude. Yes, for sure. Show gratitude every day. Some people don't know what that is, unfortunately. Yes, amen. I'm glad you're grateful. That's good. Being grateful is a good attitude to have. I'm going to pull a message for all of us. What do we all need to know? A collective message. It's a collective message for everyone. What do we all need to know? We all need to know that judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. That's why it's a collective message, because we all need to know that and understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Don't judge them. So if they're an idiot, don't judge them. Just understand that they're a unique idiot and they're on their own path and their own challenges of being an idiot. Ain't that true? I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yep. So we all have to use our judgment. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm trying to think what that damn launch thing was. All right. Rocket launches. NASA launches rocket into the solar eclipse. So that's what that was. Because the guy was showing it. They were showing it on the on TikTok. This guy from Bermuda showed it. It was back. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is like the this is what the Bermuda guy. This is in Bermuda. That's the launch thingy. Guy from Bermuda posted it. It's pretty cool. And it's like the launch thing or whatever. I didn't even know that was going on, but like, see, it's still going, like the launch thing, whatever it is. Yeah, that's in Bermuda, so that I watched it because I got that guy on my TikTok. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, I've seen that shit before. I can't remember, like, there was one of those launch things or comet things. I saw it actually a long time ago. Well, they must have something on their phone. They look pretty good right there. So yeah, the energy's been weird. And it's gonna be, it's gonna be weird. The energy's weird. People are weird. A lot of things are just, I don't know. It's I mean, you know what? A lot of people say that, this generation is this and that and blah blah blah. But you know what? When I was growing up, there was a lot of freaks and weirdo ass people around, and we would always talk shit about people and how weird they are and all that type of shit. Man, it's just another day. It's just, I think a lot of people forget how weird people are. Yeah. But it's been like that forever. I just think now it's worse because we're older and we get aggravated easy. I just think that's my personal opinion. Because I remember when I was young, like there was some weird ass people where I would look at them and be like, "Fuck are you doing?" You know. There's just like, I just think the weirdest thing now is what men and women are doing to themselves. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't think, like, I have a lot of opinions on what people do, like with their lives and what they do to themselves. I don't care what you do, like, but like when I see a guy wearing nail polish, that kind of like makes me look at you like, the fuck are you doing? Like that shit's for like women, bro. Why do you have to paint your nails for? You obviously don't work hard because you have time to paint your nails. So I think that's the weirdest shit I've seen lately that a lot of guys are doing. And I'm looking at them like, all right, there, bro, whatever floats your boat. If you want to paint your nails now, that's what the end thing is now, painting your nails. Like you ain't got nothing else better to do than paint your nails. That's like a woman thing to do, right? Like why you want to be like a woman for? Just be yourself, bro. No nail polish. That shit's dumb as fuck. That's one of the dumbest things I've seen men do lately. And I'm like, wow, you really have no fucking life if you're painting your nails and you're a guy. That's my opinion, by the way. But that's something that I don't like seeing. That makes me want to slap the shit out of you if you're painting your nails and you're a guy. I know women that don't even paint their nails, some of them. Like, leave that shit alone, bro. That's not for you. So there's a lot of whack jobs in the world. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. People are already doing a lot of dumb shit. It's just like, if I really said all my opinions on here, people be like, Mark, come on, don't be like me. I don't give a fuck what you want. This is what my opinion is. I'm entitled to say it. People are selfish, and that's just the way they are. But people don't even a lot. You know what, Ashrani? You're right. And you know what? I'll tell you one thing about that. There's a lot of people that are so selfish that they don't even know they are selfish. They can't even like see how selfish they really are because that's like their trait. That's their life of that they want to be selfish because the only person they care about is themselves. There's a lot of selfish people in the world, tons of them. I can't stand selfish people. I really can't. I don't like anybody who's selfish. You can be selfish for yourself, but not against others. Like I just don't like that. That's crazy. Hey Dan, did you put any nail polish on today? I'm just asking for a friend. Selfish Leos, yeah, there's a lot of them around. That's for sure. I know a lot of selfish Leos. I know a lot of selfish people in every zodiac sign. Some of the most selfish people I know is Aries women. They're the most selfish, and men. Some of the most selfish people I've met is Aries and Capricorns and some Leos. Yeah, but yep. Mark wants to know. You know that guy Mark? He wants to know if you would put nail polish on your nails. If that was the in thing to do. I've been seeing a lot of guys wearing nail polish lately, and I was wondering if you would do that if your wife said, Dan, would you put on nail polish for me? What would you say to her? You're like, woman, are you crazy? I've seen a lot of men wearing nail polish lately, and I was wondering what you think about that. If there's cash involved, you're a slut drag queen. Okay, so pretty much if you get paid to do it, you'll do it. All right, money talks. That's a typical Leo. See, you're paying, I'm playing. You know what, Ashrani? I've never gotten a manicure or a pedicure in my life. Never, ever. I've always wanted to, but to me, I'll cut my own nails. See, I'm a working man, so I don't need that shit. I'm fortunate to have good hands and nails, and I take care of myself. I cut my nails, and I cut my toenails. I scrub my feet and my hands. I make sure I look good. I can do that shit myself. I ain't paying nobody to do that. I can do it myself. But you can get pedicures and manicures, but not paint your nails and toenails. That's just like that's not happening, bro. I ain't doing that shit. I've seen guys do their eyebrows too lately too. There was this guy on TikTok. He had his eyebrows done up. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? I don't know why people fuck with their faces so much. You know? Yeah, me neither. I don't you know care for those type. You know, long as they're not bothering me, that's cool. Like I read for many people, and some bother me, some don't. Long as they like don't disrespect me, then I won't disrespect them. That's all it. That's all it boils down to for me. But like I was watching this basketball player that I know. He's got like painted nails, and he has got the basketball in his hand. I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck's this guy got his fingernails painted for basketball? I'm like, what? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, me too, Dan. You know, I was raised to hate all those type of things. I don't really have hate in my heart, you know, but I dislike a lot of things and I know that things aren't right, so I speak about it. But nowadays, you get canceled or you get judged if you speak on shit like that. But I don't really care what anybody thinks anyway. It's my opinion. You don't like it, you know, fuck you. That's my attitude. You don't have to like what you like. But yeah, I've seen some crazy shit lately. Crazy, crazy shit. I just don't understand people anymore. Some really whack job people. You just can't trust anybody anymore. It's just the way it is. You never know who's who, who's what. Hmm. But getting back to the selfish part of things, I think a lot of people are selfish because they don't want to share. They don't want to like do things for other people. They think that it's, you know, it's always their way or no way. They just don't want to help anybody. They rather help themselves. And people don't feel obligated to do anything for anybody. They just don't care. They don't want to do anything for anybody. And that's the fact of it all, you know, that's the reality of it. Is people are going to continue to do whatever they want and then they don't care about the consequences and they don't care what other people say and do. It's sad. But oh well, not my problem. Yeah. Well, good people are made to be bad people because the better you are as a person and the better you better your life and the better you are or the, you know, the more trustworthy you are, you're like considered a weirdo or you're considered like too nice or too this or too that. So like people are making it seem like if you're a bad person, you get far in life, but it's not that. That's not the case. And this year is proving that. This year is proving that a lot of people are gonna get exposed for their stupidity, their jealousy, their envy, their lies. This is the year where people are gonna get like completely destroyed. You know? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Dan. You know, but the thing is people go through these moments. It's a lot of it's self-inflicted, and because you're selfish, you know, you get that self-sabotage, self-infliction, you know, but because people have no self-worth and they don't care about themselves, they just say, "Ah, fuck it, I'm just living my life. I'm just here." I actually saw two friends of mine at the grocery store today, and the oldest one, he's older than me. He's probably like, you know, 49 or whatever. And he was like, "Hey, Mark, I haven't seen you in so long." I'm like, "Yep." I say, "How's things?" He goes, "Yeah, man, I'm just living in the world, man. I don't care, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm just here." I'm like, "Okay, there, buddy. You're the same you were back then. You just living in a don't give a fuck world, and you don't care about nobody but yourself." And my other friend, he was like, "Yeah, you know, work, man. I've been working, doing my thing." And I was like, "Yep, cool." I was like, "Yep, the older you get, it's the same shit, different day." I was like, "You guys have a good night. Good riddance." Like when I hear people say like, you know, negative shit or they just say that they're just living in the world just to live here, I'm like, well, you really don't give a fuck, do you? Yeah, exactly. That's why I tell people I want to. I feel like change is always a good thing, and always changing your life is a good thing. Don't be like the same bump on the log every fucking day. Like do something with yourself, make your life better. You're only here for so long. Don't give up. That's how I feel. Like I want to make my life better and better every day, and that's why like I don't really care about material things, money, houses, cars, jewelry. I don't really care about all those things. It's just something that I prefer to have, but it's not gonna like simplify my life or make it better. What makes me happy is not being sick and not having a disease and not being in the hospital and having my family next to me, having good friends, having people that I can trust and call upon, which isn't many, you know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. That's why I've changed my life a lot because I don't want to be that same person all the time. I want to be better and better because I know like I'm only here for so long, so I'm gonna make sure like I make the best out of it. Sometimes I feel like a day has gone by and it's wasted, you know. And then again, I'm like, you know what? There's times that your spirit's gonna say, "Hey, take a break, man. It's all good." And then I say to myself, well, doing this type of work, I know that being a spirit, you're still in the world. So at the end of the day, you have an eternal life. That's how I feel. Even when I do become a spirit, hopefully not no time soon. I want to live to see a long time. That's up to God, obviously, but it's up to me too to take care of myself. But at least I know that I just ask God to spare my life so I can help more people on earth and help my family, and just to be here as long as I can to make a difference. That's all I ask him, and I prove it to him all the time. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get talked about. You're an asshole to a lot of people. You're gonna leave a legacy to a lot of people. You're gonna be kind to some people, and you're gonna be loving to some people. And to some people, you're gonna be that asshole or somebody you never got along with. So even if you're living or dead, you're still gonna be talked about. I had chicken noodle soup today, Dan, because my stomach hasn't been feeling the greatest. As I get older, my stomach can't handle it. Well, Dan, we're all in trouble because we're all sinners at the end of the day, some worse than others. But I do feel like even if you sin a lot, you still come back on the earth as a spirit unless you've, done something drastic, like kill somebody or, you know, shit like that. But that's how it is. Yeah, yes. Saturday night, I ate some fruit, and not Saturday night, but Saturday afternoon, I ate some fruit, and it was like a fruit salad, and I had different types of fruit in there. And I'm not supposed to be eating fruit, but I ate it, and then the next day, like my stomach was out of control. I was like, oh my god, what the hell? So I got like kind of sick. And then I kind of slept it off and got cool. Hey, all right, Virgo, take it easy, sweetheart. Have a good day tomorrow. So today, I mean, yesterday, I kind of like slept it off during the day, which I didn't want to. And I just like drank a lot of water and stuff. And then this morning, I still felt kind of shitty. And then now I feel like much better. But today, I kind of still felt like, ugh. It's almost like I have like food poisoning, but not really. You know what I mean? It was like a weird feeling I had from the fruit. And I should know better because I shouldn't be eating fruit like that because fruit messes me up. It just doesn't set with me. But I felt like having it, and then I end up paying for it. So cronies, crones. I don't know what that means. I mean, let me check. Dan, you gotta speak English to me. I've heard that before. Oh no, I don't have no. Oh, the tummy disease? No, no, no. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah. No, I don't have a tummy disease. No. What it is when I eat certain things, I found out. I was saying earlier that once I reached 40, which was 7 years ago, I felt like my body was changing. Like I couldn't eat certain things, and if I did, I paid for it. But fruit, something. When I eat fruit, like my face will go red around my nose and around my eyebrows. Like it's like eczema type of thing. And also like I'll get like my stomach will start making off. Yeah, I can't drink no Coke, no Pepsi. I stopped drinking soda years ago. And pizza will mess with me if it has too much sauce. Like when I order a pizza, I'll tell them put light sauce on it, like the bare minimum. And that's the only way I can eat pizza too. It's like if it has a little bit of sauce. Even when I make lasagna, I put a little bit of sauce. I don't even eat pepperoni no more. I don't put pepperoni on my pizza. Like certain things just destroy my stomach now. And I'm like, oh boy, I can't do that shit. But yeah, that's like even when I eat like red peppers or green peppers, it affects me. Certain foods affect me a lot. Whereas before I would eat anything and it would be no problem. But as I get older, I feel like I can't eat certain things anymore. Or my body will reject it or be like, no, Mark, we don't want that no more, bro. So it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I know. I got 3 more years for that, Dan. I'm 47, so I know it only gets worse. I watched my dad go through it. To be honest, my dad he had heartburn really bad, and so did I. Like I used to get acid reflux really bad, and my dad did too. He don't eat. My dad don't eat none of that shit no more because he used to like I take after my dad when it comes to my stomach. He can't eat fruit either. But see, it's all self inflicted. I know I shouldn't have ate it, but I was just like craving it so much, and I was like, I wonder if it's gonna, I wonder if I'll be all right if I eat it. And I'm like, nope. So that pretty much confirmed. Don't do it again. Unfortunately, like sometimes we think we're eating healthy, but we're not. Like our body doesn't like certain things. It doesn't like certain things. If your body's like, nope, is nope. Yeah, see, that's a hard thing to deal with. I had a my dad's one of my dad's best friends. He was diabetic. He passed away a couple years ago, and he didn't really care about himself either. He let himself go. And I remember like I was working right next to the place where he would go get a coffee, and he in the morning he'll be eating peanuts and drinking coffee. And I was like, "Aren't you diabetic?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah, but, I don't care." I'm like, "Fuck, man." He was just like, he didn't give a fuck. He was like, "I'm gonna die. Well, fuck it." I'm like, "Oh man." So he would like, I would see him all the time. And my dad said he never ate healthy. He was always eating some dumb shit and didn't care. But that's just the way it is. Some people just don't care. But you can't really. I feel like you have a choice, you know, and you can get yourself. I always feel you can get yourself better. You just gotta find the right things your body likes and body adjusts to. Yeah, it's true. My neighbor's like that. My neighbor at my mom's house, I've known him for all my life, and he's got one leg, and the other leg is he doesn't have no feet now. He had to cut off his feet. It's fucked up. I watched him go through a lot of bullshit. He was a big guy too. He was like almost 7 feet tall, and he's a big guy like, and he was a hard worker, but he gets rushed to the hospital every now and then. He's 77, I think, 76, 77. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every now and then I'll eat a chocolate or eat something like that, but I've been like, I try not to eat any of that stuff, but my body's still adapting to like my change of food and the change of like eating. I'm tired of eating the same shit all the time. But it gets to the point where you're gonna have to eat the same shit because your body don't like everything else. It's just a pain in the ass. There's a lot of things that I shouldn't be eating. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of people that's why I asked you the other day if that was him because I saw a guy around you, but I didn't know if it was your dad or not. But nothing really shocks me, Dan. I've dealt with people that committed suicide, have been shot so bad where you can't even see them. You know, yeah, I've seen a lot of bullshit in my lifetime. Yep. When I first came on here and I started doing mediumship, I got like a lot of people who committed suicide, and they would show me how they did it. I got a lot of people who got shot, um, killed, stabbed, all that shit. I used to get all of that in the beginning, but now I don't get it as much. I get a lot of people that are sick from cancer. I get a lot of people like that lately, like cancer or heart attacks, shit like that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I got a lot of tragic ones. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I remember too. That's why, Dan, don't worry, bro. I've seen it all. Trust me. I've seen some bad ones. I still have one in my mind I'll never forget. And I'll tell you what happened. This girl came in here, and she was a sister of a friend of mine that was coming in my room. She says, "Look, go see Mark so you can get closure with your boyfriend." So she came in there. She goes, "Okay, Mark, look." And I said, "Look, don't tell me anything. I'm going to tell you if I see your boyfriend." So this guy comes to me and he's like, he's already like crying and shit. And he's like, he's in this apartment place. And I see like, a bottle of prescription pills and and I saw, like, where he hung himself from the ceiling fan, and I saw everything, the whole thing. He showed me everything, and I was telling him, "Look, I don't want to see all that shit." And he was like, "But I have to tell you because my girlfriend didn't know." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And he's like, and I said, "He says you didn't know how he killed himself." And she says, "Yeah, they wouldn't let me in because they didn't think that I was his girlfriend." Hey Rudy, how you doing? So she was like, "Yeah, the police wouldn't let her inside because it was like, the guy had killed himself." But she was trying to help him get over his drug addiction. But he was on those prescription pills. And I saw like the little like brownish orangey bottle with the white top. He showed me, he's like, "This is what I died from. Like I killed myself and I hung myself on this fan." And I was like, "Oh fuck. No, please don't show me that shit." And he showed me everything, and he was like, "This is how I did it. Tell her this is what I did. Please, Mark, tell her, this is what I did to myself. I'm sorry. Tell her I love her," and blah, blah, blah. It was one of the craziest readings I've ever done. And it was like so vivid and so like real that I was just like, I can't believe this shit is happening to me right now. Like, and she was all fucked up, but she wanted to know how it went down because she never found out. And I was telling her things that only she knew. And that was like one of the craziest mediumship readings I've ever done in my life. And then another one I did was where a guy got shot at the airport. This guy was like, he was an airport worker, right? And he was like one of those custom officer guys that like sees drugs and shit. And he had a black leather jacket on. He had all black, like he was an undercover cop. And then he found like the drugs, and then the guy that was like the drug lord guy, he had like he was mad that this guy found his drugs, so he ended up pulling out a gun and shot him in his head twice. And he showed me how everything happened, how he got shot, how he was left on the ground. And I said, I told the woman everything, right? And she was like, "No way, Mark, that's exactly how they found him, all in black with a leather jacket in a pool full of blood, and he got shot in his head." Because I felt it in the back of my head at the time. I was feeling it back then. Like that's how intense it was. Oh yeah, the motorcycle crash. Yeah, where the guy went through the windshield. I remember that one too. The guy on the motorcycle, he ran the guy a guy ran a light and hit the guy on the motorcycle, and the guy went through the fucking windshield, and I saw like the guy's, I felt like everything, his chest, everything, his face, he was completely fucked. Yeah, I remember that one too. That was all in like the same month. That was all in the same month. I did all those readings back to back because when I did my first couple ones, people was coming in like constantly, and they were like, "Oh, please, Mark, you need to see this." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool. I'll do it. Whatever." Yeah, that was like that. I don't know when that was. That's still on all over my channel. It's somewhere, but that was like a couple years ago. I saw some bad ones, Dan. Really bad, really really bad ones. But I've done some really pleasant ones and emotional ones too. So I've done a little bit of everything. But let's just say I've seen a lot of bad things, a lot of bad mediumship ones, even drug shit, all that type of stuff. Guys all hung out on coke and shit, begging for forgiveness for the people that I'm reading for. Things like that, all that emotional shit, man, it's hard, man. You know, it's hard to see sometimes. But I don't let it get to me no more because I know like it's a part of life and I can handle it now more than I ever can. So, and lately I don't really get nothing like that, but I can do it though. That's for sure. I can do it. Well, my opinion and my belief is this, Dan. I don't believe anybody is worthy to go to heaven and be at the right hand of God, or Jesus, or like saints and things like that. Um, because only certain people are allowed in heaven. And I feel like as a spirit, God says, look, you have a choice. Your choice is this. You go back to earth and you be a spirit and you live your life out there back on earth with your family. You get to see everybody. You get to hang out in the world. You can go wherever you want. You're a spirit. Go do whatever you can. You're not coming to heaven because you did a lot of dumb shit. So you're not coming over here. But you can go back to earth. That's your choice. Or I can send you to hell, or I can just delete you, period, if you don't want to go back as a spirit and see life. Some people can't even handle that as a spirit. They can't handle it. Because imagine being a spirit and seeing physical presence of people that you love and care about, and you want to stop them, or you see them with another person. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Hey Santina, how are you, sweetheart? The thing is now is like what I believe, if you're a spirit, right, if you go back to earth as a spirit, right, then you're either going to be upset or you're going to be happy as well in spirit. Because say if you die and you leave your wife behind, and your wife is young enough where she gets remarried to someone else and she's all happy, how would you feel as a spirit? You're either going to feel one way or the other. You're going to feel disrespected because she moved on without you, or you're going to be, happy for her because she found someone else to take care of her. Right? That's one example. Second example is you come back to earth and you're like a father, and you see your kids do dumb shit and you're like, fuck, man, I can't even do anything but just be here watching this bullshit. Or you can come back and see them graduate. You can see them have, your grandchildren, and you get to witness all of those things. So it's all about you, like, it's all about what you really want to deal with. And I feel like that's the case. That's the truth. That's how I feel, because I seen them in spirit. So when I do a mediumship reading for somebody, they're telling me about you, right? So they're there at your house, or they're there at their old house, or they're at their job, or they're on earth just reminiscing of shit, and just they're there when they want to be, or they do everything. I always joke about me being a spirit and going to all the football games and sports events. I ain't gonna hang around my family. I'm gonna go watch some sports. Like, fuck you. I don't want to be around my house all damn day. I'm gonna go watch sports and go hang out at the beach and go watch women in thongs and shit. That's what I'm gonna do as a spirit. I don't know about you. So me coming back on earth is fine with me. I'll find shit to do. I'm not gonna care about who's doing what and what's doing who. I got too much to see. I got too much to do. You know? Yeah, I'll be a spirit perv. You know? Why not? Fuck it. No, but I'm being serious. Like, I always think about that and say, but see, I have this thing where I feel that you have a choice. God's so powerful, he can give you a choice, right? But if I'm a medium, so if I've seen all these spirits around you, then what does that say? That means that they're around you. That means they're there. Or I could be seeing just clips of what they did or what they was doing. But some of it isn't really like that. Some of it really is like a real situation where they're there and they can show me all sorts of shit. But I don't know. It's hard to say, and it's hard to really like pinpoint it all. I guess we'll never know until we are. But that's my opinion on that whole thing. I definitely know that people go, to hell probably. But, I know that heaven is a place on earth. To me, heaven is earth, but that's why spirits all on earth, because we're not worthy enough. We're not worthy enough to go to heaven. Like, come on, like, yeah, thong snatcher. Yeah, in spirit, I'll be a thong snatcher. Why not, Ash? Vicky, you said, hi, Mark, just popped in to hit the like. It was just listen. I hope you don't take this offensive, but do not think of the world we live in is not hell already. Everything you said makes sense, though. Well, the thing is, you can't blame life. You got to blame the way you live it. So if you think your life is hell, it's because of your choices that you make. If you make the right choice, you won't live in a hellish type of way, in a hellish life. I don't consider the world we live in hell, but you can. But I don't think we live in hell because we have a choice on how we want to live life. We have a choice on what we want to do. We have free will to live the life we want to live. So I feel like life can be bad and good, but it's all about the choices you make. So if you make the bad choices, your life is going to feel like hell. If you make the right choices, or even if you make the wrong choices, if you make your life better, then it's heaven. You know. So that's just how I feel. I mean, if you feel that way, sometimes it is hell, but it's all about, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of scenarios that we don't really know the truth about. It's just what we speculate and what we think. So I don't feel like anybody's opinion is wrong. I just tell my opinion, and that's my opinion. Like that's how I feel from my experiences. That's how I feel. Like for instance, if you're a woman and you're in a toxic relationship and you get slapped up and beat up by your man, what are you going to do? Continue to go through hell and get beat up by him all the time? Or are you going to run away and get help? Right? So if you want to live a hell life and get beat up and slapped up all day, then that's your problem. That's your choice. You have free will to continue to get beat up or be in a bad situation. You have to make your life better. That's why God put us on earth. We have free will to do what we want. So if you have free will, that means I can do what I want. So if I don't want to be with you anymore, I'm not going to be with you anymore. If I do drugs, I'm not going to do drugs. If I'm an alcoholic, I have to stop or else I'm going to die or something bad's going to happen. Right? So that's why I tell people if you abuse shit, it's your own fault. If you're smoking cigarettes every day, you know the risk. If you drink a lot, you know the risk. If you're around a toxic person, you know the risk. So you fucking know, so it's like it's common sense, but people don't care. See, they don't really give a shit about themselves. Okay, now with that, I'll tell you this, right? There's always going to be wars and there's always going to be people hurting people, right? But those people that are in those places also have a choice to leave. Even if they can't leave, that's just the situation that their life is. Their life is in that situation. And some people can't do anything about it. And those who can't do anything about it ended up suffering, and it's fucked up, right? It is. It's a bad situation to be in. But these wars are all to do with religion, God versus the devil. It's to do with money, corruption. Look how many people in the world, you can be anywhere in the world and get kidnapped, get slapped, get beaten, you get robbed. It doesn't matter. Like we're living in a world where you're not safe. It's always been that way. But you can go somewhere safe. You can feel safe. You just have to find the right place. We all have choices to make our lives better. So those people that live in these warish places, they have a choice to leave, to run away, to get better. There's always a choice. There's always a way out. I feel like there's always a way out, always a way. Unless you're a baby, you have no choice. Obviously, you're a baby. But if you're in that type of place, you leave. A lot of people, what happened the last few years? A lot of people leave Bermuda. where I live. I live in Bermuda, and a lot of people leave here because it's one of the most expensive places on earth, right? I think now we're in the top 10 of the most expensive places to live and most expensive places to be is Bermuda. We're top 10 now. We were top 3 at one point. Now we're top 10, right? And a lot of people think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave Bermuda, fuck Bermuda, I'm gonna go to Canada, I'm gonna go to the United States, I'm gonna go wherever and go live another life. And I've seen people within a year or two come back crying to Bermuda. You know why? Because once you live in a place that you're accustomed to and you make good money, but you also spend a lot of money, it's the same shit somewhere else. When you live wherever you live, right? You're going to make money and you're going to spend money. It's reality. But when you live in a place where you make a lot of money and you spend a lot of money, that's different from going to a place where you make less and spend less. It's the same fucking thing, like, in my opinion. And that's why a lot of people come running back to Bermuda because they're so accustomed to making a lot of money and being in a place and spending the money and having enough. You can go wherever you want in the world. It's the choices you make to get where you have to be and to do what you want. If you live amongst your means, it doesn't matter where you live. If you live amongst your means, you're an idiot because then you're going to complain that you don't have enough money. But see, people don't want to sacrifice to live somewhere and not live amongst their means. So it's free will. So if you're being an idiot and living amongst your means, then how are you going to survive? You're going to complain that you don't have enough. You know why? Because you're living amongst your means. And that's why a lot of people think, oh, I live in hell. This is hell life. Oh, I have kids and nobody helps me. Nobody tell you have all those kids. Nobody tell you have the life you have. Nobody tell you buy $1 million house and you can't fucking maintain it. Nobody tell you buy a fucking $70,000 fucking Mercedes and you can't afford it now 2 years later. Nobody tell you go get that iPhone 15 that you can't afford. You can't live amongst your means. That's the biggest problem in this world. That's why people think the world is hell. You don't have to have things. All you have to do is get what you need. Food and water and a place to live. Pay your fucking bills and shut your mouth. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And you'll live heaven life. You do too much, you can't live that way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people put themselves in their own predicament and complain about life. If I sit here and analyze everybody's life today, I can tell you what you're doing wrong and tell you what you're doing right. And trust me, I'm not doing the right things either. Sometimes I live amongst my means too. And I say, I really don't need this, but I want it. But I'm not going to put myself in a predicament where I ain't got no money and I ain't got no life and I ain't got this and got that. When I can afford it, I'll get something for myself. But I'm not going to live amongst my means. Fuck that. No way. I got bills to pay. I got things to do. I haven't been on a trip in 4 years. Because I don't want to. Because I'd rather save my money and just when I'm ready, I'll be ready. And a lot of that is by choice too, because I didn't get the vaccine. Because I won't get it. So because I didn't do what everybody else wants me to do, I didn't go. Fuck it. Who cares? Exactly. And that's my point, Venice, is you can make a good life anywhere, but some people are too accustomed to the life that they live and they can't make the adjustment because they don't know how they're going to make the adjustment. Because living in a rich place, you can live amongst your means and still have enough money. You know what I mean? But in a place where you can't, then you have to have money. You have to bust your ass to get what you want. And some people don't want to sacrifice. They don't care. They don't want to have 2 jobs. But a lot of people's bad life history is because of their bad choices. And I know some people say, well, I know I did wrong, Mark, or I know I fucked up, but, oh well, hopefully God will help me. You can't always think God's gonna help you. You gotta help your damn self, you know? Yeah. Well, when I go down the hill here to the grocery store, there's a guy and he knows of me, right? And he always begs me for money to get like something. And I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna take that money and he's gonna go get alcohol. And I keep telling him, look, I only have my card, I don't have cash. And he said to me the other day, he caught on to it and he says, well, take your card and go get me something. I'm like, I'm not gonna take my card and get you fucking nothing. I said, look, there's a lot of jobs around here. You can go work. You're perfectly fine. You can walk, talk, eat. You can fucking sleep. There's nothing wrong with you. Your hands fucking work. And he looked at me and was like, fuck you, fuck you. I was like, yeah, exactly. Fuck you, bro. You go work, motherfucker. No, no, no. I don't believe in a lot of people who like beg for shit. There's a lot of people who beg for shit and they can actually do things. But if you ain't missing no limbs and parts, then I don't feel nothing for you. I really don't. Because I'll tell you a story about begging people, right? When I was in Atlanta years and years and years ago, I was with my friends and we were shopping down Peachtree Street in Atlanta, very famous place, going down Atlanta on the strip. I was about maybe 22, so this is like 25 years ago. I saw a guy in a wheelchair with a cup, and he was jingling the cup. It had a couple cents in there. He's like, please help me. I'm crippled, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I gave him like, some change or whatever. All my friends, gave him some change. So we walked up the street about maybe 50 feet. All you hear is, get the fuck out of that chair. Whoa. And the guy slapped the shit out of this guy in the wheelchair. The guy got up out of the wheelchair, ran after him, threw his cup of money at him, and ran down the street after him. He was perfectly fine. So he was putting on a bullshit story that he was crippled and he wasn't, just to get money. But because that guy slapped the shit out of him in the wheelchair, he got out of the wheelchair and ran right after him. And after I saw that, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna feel sorry for nobody no more. Fuck that shit. Cause you never know. These people are bullshitting. They're just doing it just to do it. But when I went to Boston, every time I go to Boston and I go to a basketball game, when I come out of the basketball game, there's a train station right next to it. And there's a guy, right? He was he was like a vet, a veteran. He was an army guy, right? And I went to the army too, so like I kind of feel for the army guys. So he had no legs, and I can see he has no legs. He's in a wheelchair and he has no legs, right? And all he has is his arm and his body. So I gave him $10, and he says, "Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. God bless you." And I said, "God bless you too, bro." So I wouldn't mind giving somebody like that money because I know you can't do fucks, right? You really can't do too much. You can't walk. So you're in a wheelchair, it's fucked up. I'll donate to you. But other people that can walk and talk and eat and they can move their shit, you can get a job. You'll find one. Somebody will give you one, but you just don't want to. You just want to keep begging for money. So I don't have sympathy for people like that. There's a job for everybody. You just gotta go find one. But thing is, people don't want to work. People are lazy as fuck, and they rather just be a bum and just like live a shit life. So once again, like I said, everybody's choices determines their life. You make fucked up choices, your life's gonna be hell. You make good choices, you'll feel like you're living in heaven. And that's my opinion, and that's my outlook on all of that. So that's why people here, There shouldn't be no bums in Bermuda. There should not be no poor people here. You can get a job here. It's easy to get a job. Everybody can get a job. I've always been working. I've never been without. And I've done every job under the sun. Now I work for myself. I've even employed people. I employed a guy with special needs. He was going to the nut house on a regular. This guy lived in my neighborhood. He's about maybe 5 years younger than me. And he was always in and out of, mental institution. And he was always on drugs and shit and alcohol, and he had a hard life, But he was like, yeah, I knew something was wrong with him, but I knew him, and he asked me for a job, and I said, sure, I'll give you a job. And I was giving him $20 an hour back then, and I said, I'll give you $20 an hour. He was the happiest person on earth, but he wasn't consistent because he was like mental and stuff. He had issues, but I employed him, and I always paid him every day, and I tried to help him out. But he couldn't help himself. He went right back into the gutter because all the money I gave him, he went right back and drank and smoked it all. So I would see him like once in a while. So it's hard. Like you help people and think that you're helping them, but you're really helping their habit. So like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like so I have many stories on what I've seen like people do and shit and how I feel about those things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the world is a lot of people say the world is fucked up, but if it all depends on where you live, right? But every government, majority of the governments are all corrupt and we're all paying them. But you know what? If everybody came together, we wouldn't have to pay for nothing. If everybody came together, we can tell the government, fuck you, we're not paying for nothing. You pay us. But people won't stand up for that. See, not everybody's gonna come together like that because everybody thinks that that's the right way, but it isn't. If we all came together and said, fuck the government, what's the government gonna do? The government needs us. We don't need the government. So how can a couple people get money from us every week? Because you allow it. I've said this for millions and millions of times that we live in a world with our that we are the problem. If we all got up today and said we're not paying one more thing, what are you gonna do? You can't lock us all up. You're gonna have to give in. It's gonna be our way, the people's way. We'll tell you how much we're not gonna give you, and we're gonna tell you, and we're gonna get over it. But protesting ain't gonna get you nowhere. Everybody has to do it. If everybody did it, we'll be all right. But not everybody's gonna do it. That's why we have a problem. So even here in Bermuda, where there's only 65,000 people, they won't do it. They won't come together and say fuck the government because they don't want to get locked up or they don't want to go through like a rebellious part, and they just shut up and pay their bills. Like I just said earlier, if you shut up and pay your bills, you live a good life because you ain't got the government after you. You don't get the IRS after you. You pay your shit and you're good to go. And I figured that, I can't beat the system, but I can beat them in certain ways. You just have to find what ways you can beat them in, what ways you need and what you don't need, what you want, what you don't want. It's the world we live in. Everything's expensive now. And it's sad because it was all because of COVID shit. And now, like, COVID still exists, but not as bad as it used to be. And Lord only knows, right? Because you never really know the truth. And people get sick every day. People get sick all the time. People are dying from worse things than COVID. That's why I wonder how people really have common sense or they don't. My whole thing is this. And this is how I live my life. I believe in God, and I believe God's got my back. God's my vaccine, God's my insurance, God's my life. God is within me, and if I believe, I'll receive. If I don't believe, then I'm fucked. You know? Yeah, you know, yeah. Yeah. Well, COVID still exists apparently, but you know, I still see people wearing masks, and here in Bermuda, I still hear of people getting COVID, but it's not that, crazy. You know what the biggest disease is worry. If you worry, that's the biggest disease you'll ever have. Because a lot of people worried about those things. But if you believe in God and you believe in yourself, then why worry? If you're worrying, you're just allowing the devil get to you. That's his life. It's the truth. If you believe, you'll be fine. If you don't, the worry is gonna get you. Worry breeds worry. Yeah. And the UK is all messed up too. The UK is not doing great. There's a lot of problems over there. You have a lot of corruption over there. Bermuda's a British colony, so I see all the British news, and all the people in the UK are having issues and have problems and shit. And there's a lot of Bermudians over there right now. There's a lot of Bermudians going to school there, live there, get sent there. A lot of bad people from Bermuda get sent over there to start a new life we're a British colony. So if you have a fucked up life here, you're not allowed to come back. You're allowed to go to the UK and start a new life. My neighbor did it. My neighbor was all in corruption, got their house repoed, got caught stealing, things like that. And he took his whole family to the UK because that's the choice he had. It's either go to the UK or you're going to jail. So they chose to go to UK, and that's where they are. You're allowed to come back and visit, but not for too long. So it's still corrupt though. They should be in jail, but instead they send them to UK to keep them safe because they know that nobody's going to go out there to go get them. At least some people. But that's how crazy the world is. And that's why, because in order for your government to accept Bermudian cons and Bermudian assholes, but the UK is full of them anyway, because the people out there are sick as fuck. There's a lot of crazy ass people from England and from the UK. Oh my god. Especially the football freaks. Those people, they fight every damn day. But there's craziness everywhere. Lovely Ash, you said, Mark, what do you think about the rich investing in bunkers recently? Do they know something will happen in the world that we don't? What I think about that is that's just another way to transport things. That's why they're investing in it. The world has always been chaotic. The world's been like this forever. We just ain't really seen it because the more we see now is through social media and through the news and through like people exposing people. But before we had social media, there was a lot of dumb shit going on, probably worse than it was, but we never saw it, we never believed it, or we never had a chance to know about it. We didn't have, video footage back then, and we didn't have phones with cameras on it. Like, back 40 years ago, there was a lot of bullshit going on in the world. The world's always been a fucked up place because of people, but The rich people are investing in those things because they can, and they're going to use that to, put shit, transport shit, human trafficking, drugs. That's all it is. That's what I believe it is. But they can have all that stuff. They still got to live in fear. But that's what I believe it is. But guess what? I'm going to tell you guys one thing. The people that do all these things, the one thing they fail to realize is they don't live forever. When they die, they're going to go beyond those bunkers. They're going to go straight to hell where they belong. My mom always says, and I always wondered why she always said it. She says, Mark, people pay here before you go, and if you don't, you know where you're going. So if you don't get karma before you die, your karma is hell. You're going to burn forever. Good night. But rich people, poor people, all people are going to die no matter what. You die with nothing. You came in the world with nothing, and you die with nothing. So that's just going to go down to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. The main thing I believe also is to stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and make your life better. Live the true life you want to be in. That's my opinion. There's a lot of corruption in Bermuda. There's a lot of bad things in Bermuda too. This is maybe paradise to a lot of people, but I know that I can't do certain things no more, and I don't want to go nowhere. I go to work and come home, see my family, do what I got to do. I don't go out no more. I don't want to be around people anymore. I live a simple life. I want my life to be simple, and I live a good life. So, if you do dumb shit, you get yourself in predicaments. Simple. Yeah. Exactly, Antigone. How you doing? That's the reality of it. If you live the life you want, you live your dream. Who cares about what everybody else is doing? Fuck 'em. I learned that the hard way. I don't really care like what anybody else is doing. Long as I'm happy, long as I'm doing what I'm gotta do, and that's all that matters. Well, you know what, Vicky, when we're born, your parents have to pay for the hospital fee of you being in the hospital, giving birth. I think it's about 5 grand now or more to give birth in the hospital. I think it's that. I could be wrong, but I think the last I heard it was like 5 grand to give birth to a child and for them to deal with the baby and for you to give, all that type of stuff. And then when you die, your funeral is like between 6 and 10 grand, depending on what it is. So yeah, I do private readings. Yes, yeah, I do private readings. I do email readings, $15 a question, and I do $50 for a half an hour video chat on Instagram, and I do regular questions on here, $5 a question. Yeah, but if you email me, you can set up a time and all that stuff. Yeah. Like I do video chat readings, or I can do like voice notes, whatever, whatever you're comfortable with. And mediumship is $55 for a half an hour. UK, we don't. Yeah. Well, see, here kids aren't born free. I know for a fact that if your kid is born in the hospital, you gotta pay like a couple grand because that happened. When my sister had her kids, she was like, "I can't believe I just paid 5 grand to give birth to a child." I think I have to ask her if that's the case. I'm almost sure that was, and someone else told me that too. Some bullshit like that. And then funerals are the same thing. You pay an arm and a leg for that too. My grandmother's funeral, I think it was like 11 grand. And thank God she had the money in her account. But my uncle and aunt in Canada, their funerals are already paid for in advance, so nobody has to pay for them. They've paid for their own funerals already, and I'm like, oh boy, me, I don't live like that. I don't live like that. I can't do things like that. That just to me that's weird. But hey, some people do it. That's just not my thing, you know. I don't believe in those things. I'll make sure I have enough money in my account for it, but I'm not gonna actually put it aside and pay for it. Like that's fucking nuts. Yeah. Antigone said, "My dad is very religious. He thinks if a person gets in touch with a soul that's passed over to the." No, that's not true. Oh, that's his opinion. But ask him if he's religious, then why does he talk to God? Why does he talk to Jesus? If a religious person says that, they're delusional because you're talking to a spirit every day. You're talking to God and you're talking to Jesus. They're both spirits. So if you're talking to the dead, you're telling me that God knows nothing and Jesus knows nothing. So when a person says that to me, they're delusional. I was born and raised a Catholic, and I'm a proven medium. I have nothing to prove, and I see, talk, hear, I smell, all that stuff. I'm always doing spirit mediumship. I'm not talking to demons because I'm not the devil, and I'm not sold my soul to the devil. God gave me a gift to help people because I praise and worship Him, and He's a spirit. You know, that's people's opinion. Well, the thing is, the Bible's been written not by God, not by Jesus, so we never know. Yeah, it's everybody's opinion. You know what I mean? Some people think that what I do is demonic or something like that, but I don't care what they think. You know, people always, you know what it is. People are jealous that they can't, they don't understand, or they're just stupid. They just don't know. A lot of people have said that to me. Do I think that is it right what I'm doing? I'm like, of course it is, because if you believe in God, you believe that God is a spirit. And if you believe in Jesus, Jesus is a spirit. So how can the dead know nothing? Your dead physical body knows nothing now, but your spirit does. I've already proven this a million times, you know. That's why a lot of people can't talk to me about what's right and what's wrong when it comes to that, because I've already proven those things. So if your dad came in here right now, right? If your dad came in here right now and I tapped into spirit for him and he told me, oh, that's demonic, well, then I'll say, well, that means you're demonic because you came from the devil. And he'll be like, no, 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 that's not right. But how the hell did you know that? I know that because spirit is definitely, alive and well. And if you're religious and you believe in God, then you're believing in a spirit. You're believing in someone that is dead. It's life. It's what it is. The Bible says a lot of things, but the Bible is something that you can live by, but not everything. You can't believe and hear everything you see and everything you hear. The Bible's been changed millions of times. You'll never really know the truth. That's why they say God is a spirit. God was never a human. He made Jesus to make himself a human to see what it'd be like, right? That's what they say. Nah, it's not a thing. Demons don't have that power. You know what a lot of people don't understand is the devil doesn't have power like that. If people believe the devil has power like that, you're crazy. The devil doesn't have no power. The devil only has power if you give him power. If you sell your soul to him, then you're gonna act like him and you're gonna be like him. But if you believe in God, then you're supposed to, be righteous and be, and do the right thing and have a good heart and do the right thing and believe and you'll receive. But the devil is nobody, you know. Exactly. The Bible is a big ass book, and a lot of it's bullshit and a lot of it's true. Just like every book you read. Every book you read has lies and the truth in it, and has opinions and has statements and has words that make you believe and make you doubt it. It's just the way it is. Every book that you read and every magazine you look at, every picture you see can be scrutinized. So you're never gonna really know what's right and what's wrong. You just have to believe what you want and believe what you receive and believe what you feel. That's how I look at it. That's just the way I live. So, I don't believe everything the Bible says. Because in the Bible, it does say something about like witchcraft and psychics and all that shit. But what that means to me is if you do dumb shit, right? If you're a bad psychic and a bad person and you're doing psychic shit in a bad way, then that's what the Bible's telling you. Don't worship no other God but me. Right? That's what the Bible says. If you want to, go through that part of your life, then that's what you believe, right? No other God but me. So when you do mediumship, like I do, I always say, this is spirit. This ain't me. I don't take no credit for what I see and what I tell you. Never in life, because I already know that God gave me that gift so I can give it to you. But that's about it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm God and I'm this and I'm that. Hell no. That's for me to like give you the gift so that way you can do it. That's why God only gives it to certain people. He gave it to me because he knows I'm not going to abuse it and he knows I'm not going to con people because that's not my life. That's why I'm his example. And just like 4 years ago, when COVID came, everybody was like, Mark, get a vaccine, get a vaccine. Oh my God, you're going to die, man. And I'm like, nope. I'm the only one in my family that didn't get a vaccine. And I told everybody in my path, God is my vaccine. I'm going to be an example for God. So when this all blows over, I'm going to laugh at you. and say, oh, well, you did it, but I didn't. It ain't going to affect me. I believe in God, so why should I get a vaccine? And it says in the Bible, if you read the Bible, it says don't do that shit. To believe and you shall receive. So if you believe in God, why you get a vaccine for? So you're not religious, you're not Catholic, you're not whatever you are. You're not a believer. You receive the devil. That's who you receive. But what do I know? I'm sitting here, no problem. Because I believe in God. God's my vaccine. God's my insurance. God's my protector. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's what I think. So that's what I believe, and that's why I received it. Good for you, Santina. But those who got it, some of the people who got it didn't have a choice because it was either their job or the vaccine. So some people lost their jobs because they didn't want to take it, and some people took it because they had to, because it was the life that they had to live. So we got conned. So they still con you to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucked up thing, but that's why I'm so glad I was in the predicament I was in. I work for myself. But my parents begged me to get it. And I was like, no. I told my parents, if you believe in God, you believe in God way more than me. You go to church every Sunday. So if you believe in God, why you get it? Oh, well, it's the right thing to do. No, it's not. And they argue with me every day. Please, Mark, get it. You're going to die. I'm like, Mom, I'm not going to die. It's going to be fine. We're all going to die anyway. Who fucking cares? They're like, oh, well, everybody says I'm not everybody. And I had a conversation. I had a conversation with God and I said, listen to me. I am your example. If you want me to be an example, I will be your example. So when this is all done and over with, I'm going to be your example. I'll be the hero. I'll be the person who takes the bullshit. I can take it. You can laugh at me. You can tell me I'm fucking an idiot for not taking it. But when I don't, guess what? It ain't gonna make no difference. I'm just gonna be like whatever. And that's what I've been doing. Since this is all blown over, everybody came to me and said, Mark, you were right all along. I said, I knew I was because I believe in God. You should try it. You believe in God, you have nothing to worry about. But you have to believe. You can't just make it a convenience. That's the problem with everybody. You use God as a convenience. So when you get sick, God, please help me. If something goes wrong, please, God, help me. When everything's cool, you don't know who God is. Fuck out of here. That's what I say to people all the time. Hey, Marley, how you doing? That's good, Antigone. I'm happy for you. And you keep that way and you'll be fine. All right, Vicky, good seeing you, sweetheart. Thanks for the conversation and keeping it real all the time. Appreciate it. Just keep your head up, sweetheart. It ain't all that bad, Keep thinking positive. I know it's hard, but keep thinking positive and believe. You'll be fine. Trust me. If I can do it, we all can do it. All right, Rudy, I got your donation. Thanks, sweetheart. I'll answer your questions. All right, you said I want to know when is the best time to start. Oh, there you go, Marley. That's a good time to wake up. See, God was calling you to listen. Can't make this shit up. But some people don't like when I'm on here talking about God and all that stuff, and they just leave. They don't want to listen to that stuff because they know that what I'm saying is true, so it affects their ears. That's all right. I've always been a believer. I've always been that person. That's why my life is okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. All right, you said, I want to know when is the best time to start my business or school and what's coming up in the next couple months. There's no time like the present, Rudy. You know that? You know, when I started my business in 2007, and that was when the recession was in the world. And everybody told me that I was crazy to start my business during a recession, that I was mental, and I was making the biggest mistake of my life. And I told them, it's only a mistake if you fail. And if I do fail, I'll just go do something else because I'm multi-talented. They were like, yeah, whatever, you'll see, you're not going to make it. And here I am 16 years later, and I made it. And that's why nobody says nothing to me. Because I always like proving people wrong. It's a part of my life. If you work for rich people, there is no recession. Because rich people don't go through a recession because they're rich. That's why I work for rich people. When you work for rich people, you get paid. You just got to kiss their ass and do the job correct, and you'll always have them as a client. And that's why I like rich people to give me money, then I'll do their work. And that's how I survive, and that's how my business survived. All my rich friends, I said, hey, look, ask your parents if they want some work done. Okay, yeah, sure, Mark. Next thing you know, bang. I still have the same clients I had years ago. Rich ass people. I just do what they want me to do, and that's it. Simple. That's how you survive. They didn't tell me they was going through some recession. They never do, because they got money. Rudy, the card is saying that you should go to school first instead of doing your business. So you said, what's a good time to start business or school? So I asked which one you should start first, and it says school. So the more you learn, the more you earn. So if you're going to school, if you go to school and you'll learn, when you come out of the school, you'll earn. So they're saying go to school ASAP. That'll be the best thing for you to do. Oh, absolutely. Now, as far as you starting your business this year, it's saying that it'll be very difficult for you to start your business. But it's saying that if you do start your business, that you have to approach your business aspects and your business knowledge in a new way. Like you can't just like think about things that you've thought about in the past. You have to make it like a up to date version of a business. Like you have to be up to the time. You have to be in 2024 time. But it's saying that if you do start your business this year, it's not going to be as consistent as you want it to be. And it can cause you like emotional confusion. It can cause you like money problems. But it says that you can, but it won't be like, it won't be a successful thing this year. But that's, that depends on you. But it's saying you can do it, but it might not work out the way you want it to right away. But see, when people start a business, they just automatically think they're going to make money today or tomorrow or the next day. It takes a lot to get. You have to like work hard in order to get your business successful. Like even with school, like if you go back to school and you want to learn something, right? Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel like you're going to school at this age and it's like a problem. Don't feel like you have like if you're embarrassed to tell somebody you're going back to school, don't be, even if that's the case. If you're inside of you saying don't go and just do something else and feel comfortable, don't feel that way. Like you have to make this become a reality. I think this is what you fantasize about. This is what you think about all the time. Should I go back to school? Is it worth going back to school? I'm gonna have to do this if I go back to school. Am I gonna have enough time? Like, am I gonna self-destruct? You know. But if you do go back to school, it's a hopeful outlook. Your expectations are gonna be favorable, and you might even like when you go back to school. If you go back to school, you might even reunite with people with the same knowledge, or like going back to school, like it'll make you feel like you're returning to your old self to bring your new self to fruition, if that makes sense. And if you go back to school, I feel like it'll be resolving an issue and resolving a problem, and it'll help you compromise, and you'll make friends along the way, and you'll feel like a healing energy come over you if you go back to school, because you'll feel like you're actually doing something that's going to benefit you. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, definitely Antigone, that's for sure. I started from the bottom, but now I'm here. You know, I bust my ass my whole life. I dropped out of school at 17 and I went straight to work. And I've been working for 30 years straight. I'm 47. So, and I've had my own business for 16 years, and I've worked harder now than I've ever worked in my life. And I work for myself and by myself. And I take care of rich people's houses, property management. That's what I pretty much do. I just take care of rich people's houses. They pay me to take care of their shit and to do stuff at their houses. Tomorrow I'm gonna go work at this guy's house that I did in 2010. I did all the electrical work. I'm an electrician by trade. I've been doing it for 25 years, but that's my main thing. I'm an electrician, but I do all sorts of things. So I'm gonna go put up a fan tomorrow and put up a few new lights at two different houses. He has two houses. There's a house next door and a house that I helped do build 10 years ago. Well, 14 years ago. And this guy has 7 houses. He sold 2 and he has 5 left. And I work at all of his houses. He'll say, hey, go to this house. You remember this house on this hill? Yeah. Okay, well, I need you to go do that. Okay, cool. As soon as I give him the bill, bang, 3 days later, it's in my account. Then I have another bunch of rich people that have 2 houses, one here, one away. And when they're away, I take care of their house here. So if there's a problem at their house while they're away, they're gonna be like, hey, Mark, look, the gutters are clogged. Go check this out. Or, hey, look, can you please change this light? Or can you please power wash the pool area? Can you please paint this? Can you please fix that? Or can you get somebody to do this? Yeah, sure. Whatever. Yeah, but that's what I learned from. I didn't go to college or nothing like that. I learned from hands-on people, and I bust my ass to get where I am. Nothing was handed to me. Hey, Miss Bikini, how you doing? So, Rudy, what I'm getting here also, like in the next couple months, is try not to deal with any immature people or people that give you the incorrect advice, because they're failing. Don't let them make you fail. If you feel that some people are hasty or rash or immature, don't deal with them. Try and make your energy as clear and clean as possible, and stay away from people that keep you down. What I'm also getting here is like, you got to be more consistent with your honoring yourself, trusting yourself, being reliable and not unreliable. Don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Don't tell yourself, oh, how the hell am I gonna do that? Don't like put yourself down. That's the main thing. Always uplift yourself as much as you can. That's the biggest part of our lives, is keeping ourselves sane and having common sense to know what's right and what's wrong, and to make sure we take care of ourselves. I know you got a lot on your plate, but you can do it. It's not like, you can't. You just have to, you know. Exactly. You're going to reveal a lot of imposters and people that make you sick and make you powerless. Like, I feel like there's a woman around you, and she's like not making you feel like yourself. This person might be draining your energy, or this woman might be like really a bad influence, or she's just a hater, or she's jealous, and you know who this person is. She could be younger than you, or she could be like somebody in your energy all the time, and you're like, oh, you always feel powerless around her, like, fuck this bitch again. Why I gotta deal with this person all the time? And this is like upcoming. Like, you might not be dealing with them right now, but you could be dealing with them in the next couple months. Like, also, yeah, it could be like the work person. Then if this is like a blonde woman, then it could be her. That necessarily doesn't have to be, but like, this person is gonna aggravate you, and this person like is someone who is sick in their fucking head anyway. So they want trouble, like, you know what I'm saying? They want like to aggravate you. So try not to give them your energy. I know you work with them or you deal with them or whatever, but if you frequently restrain yourself from dealing with it, then yeah, I see a blonde haired woman around, and she's like a pain in the ass. But you already know, like, you've already revealed that she's an idiot. But that's what she wants. She wants to like drag your energy down, and she wants to make you feel like sick of her because she's jealous of you. She doesn't trust you. She doesn't like believe in you. She doesn't care about you. So try to stay away from that person as much as you can. Another thing I suggest you to do, right? Let me see if I have it here. Um, I'm sure you know what black tourmaline crystals are, right? Little crystals. I always suggest women to use them, but like if you have, I don't have it on me right here, but I think it's over the other side. Like if you like, you can buy them anywhere, like not anywhere, but you can buy like a small black tourmaline crystal, right? And you can put it like in your bra or in your bag or like on your desk at work or wherever you are. Just put that black tourmaline crystal there, and it'll protect you from her toxic energy. And you can always like sprinkle some sea salt around your work area, your cubicle, if you work in a cubicle or something. Like when you get there in the morning, just sprinkle a little bit of sea salt around it. So if she comes around, it'll protect you from her stupid energy. Because this seems like a whack job, biatch. So. But just use your judgment. You know what's right. You have common sense. You're educated, you're smart. Don't hide your emotions from her and from other people. Just be practical, and just like don't restrain yourself from like anything that you need to say or do. Whatever your plans are, just keep manifesting it in your mind, even though I don't like using that word too much, but. Okay, Auntie Gone. I just read what you said. God bless you too. But yeah, Rudy, like that's what I get. Like, just this is the things that you're gonna have to deal with. Like, the good things depend on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like life isn't right for you right now, you gotta ask yourself, what can I do to make my life better? So if I had a magic wand right now, listen to me, I'm being serious. I tell people this a lot, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now. If you had a genie in a lamp, right? And he came out and said, Rudy, I'm gonna give you a fucking one wish right now. What would you want? That's what you gotta ask yourself. If you had one wish right now and then that person gave you a wish later on. If I had a magic wand and I said, Rudy, what do you want right now? You said, I want some D. Then okay, I'll bang, I'll give you some D. All right, but if not, you say I want some money. Boom. Or I want a new job. You gotta have a realistic wish, something that is realistic. So that's the only thing good's gonna happen is a good that you want to happen. You see what I'm saying? So you said earlier, right? I really want to leave this place so bad. So why don't you? What's holding you back from leaving this job? When I went on my own, right? When I started my business, I was at one of the worst jobs I've had in my whole lifetime. I was delivering food to restaurants as a helper in a truck with my friend because I said, all I need is a job for now. And it was like one of the worst jobs I ever had. I felt like a fucking low life, because I was an electrician and I'm, delivering food and shit to fucking restaurants with fucking cockroaches and rats and fucking shit. And I was like, this is disgusting. I'm gonna make my own food from now on. So I kind of think God put me in that reality for a minute. That's the thing. You have to find, people in here tried to help you with that. So have you found anything? Have you tried to find anything from the help that you got in here? Or there was nothing available? So if you want to work from home, it's possible. You just got to find it. And sometimes it's got to find you, or it might not be the right time. At least you got interviews. Let's check. Let's check what these interviews are going to bring. This is what you want the most, and we're going to see. I'm getting these interviews aren't going to really lead to anything until later on. See, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that right now it's not going to really, I feel like it ain't going to work right now. But that doesn't mean that it ain't going to work. But right now, I feel like those interviews might not be the right places, or they might be difficult to deal with. Let me check. Hold on a sec. All right, April, May, June. It's telling me that this month, right, there's a possibility to that one of those interviews can get you a job, but you might not be able to start right away. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. See, bang, I knew it. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but by July, I feel like you'll have what you want. I know that's far away, but not far away. It's only 3 months away, really. May, June, July. This month's already almost, not halfway, but first week is gone. I'm getting that by July, you should be where you need to be. It's going to happen around that time. I get the best cards I got was in July. But that doesn't mean that it might take that long. It could also mean that, you find yourself a job, remote job at home, right? You find your job at home, and then July comes and you have an even better one. Or like if or that you might go to an interview where they're like, look, we have nothing for you right now, but in July we're hiring. That's what they might tell you. You see what I'm saying? So when you go to one of these interviews, they might say, "Hey, look, we're only hiring in July if you want that." They did that to my sister. They interviewed her and told her, "Look, this day you can start working," and then she ended up finding a better job. So like going to the interviews is like, you're putting in the effort. So because you're putting in the effort, the universe is like, all right, we'll give her what she wants because she's actually putting in the effort to go on an interview. But one of those interviews could lead you to a job that you want in July. That's what I'm getting. Even though it's a couple months away. But hey, if you're guaranteed the job in July, why not? Just stick it out for a couple more months. It'll be July will be here before you know it. Fuck. Pretty soon I'll be saying, fuck, it's hot here, you guys. See, there you go, Miss Bikini. Miss Bikini's determined to get you a job, Rudy. I just asked if you try customer direct care, if you get would you get a job, and it's telling me yes. So if you try that customer direct care job, it's telling me yes, you can get the job if you go there. So, but if there's a certain position that maybe they don't have your position, but it's saying like you can get a job there if you wanted one. Yeah, I just asked about that place, and it said that this and there you can get a job there if you want one. Yeah, just check it out. Check it out one more time and just see what happens. Because I got good cards on that too. Anything else you need to know, Rudy, or you good? Yeah, I mean, I didn't get nothing drastic or anything. I just see that biatch at work. That's about it. That's the only dilemma I see is the woman at work. But don't pay her any mind. Somebody's blowing women, they're not all like Marley. Who knows? Marley might have dyed her hair. I don't know. Did you, Marley? If anybody wants a message, let me know. I'll give you one. Marley's in the chat. She's got one eye open. She's got one eye open, you know? She's like this, look. With brunette roots. There you go, Dan. I knew it was something. All right, Antigone, you got happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. There you go, Antigone. Stay happy because you're on the right path. There you go. All right, Miss Bikini, you're next. All right, Miss Bikini, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Adversity. There you go, Miss Bikini. Sure, I'll go down the list and give you guys a card. No problem. All right, so next I have Lovely Ash. Okay, Lovely Ash. Let's see. There you go. Lovely Ash. All right, Lovely Ash. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So if you're indecisive, just use your intuition in all aspects of life. Whatever feels right, do it. Whatever feels wrong, don't do it. You're welcome. All right, Santina, let me see what I got for you. Yeah, I saw it, yeah. I got it. Rudy's just a pain in my ass, that's all. She's a good pain in my ass, though. She had to think about it, see. Then she had to bring up our love life. All right, Santina. All right, Santina, you got courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Amen to that. Yeah, she's a good pain in the ass. I love Rudy. She's cool. She's not like the other people, you know. She's good. She don't ask for much. Marley, you want a message, and then I'm going to answer Rudy's question. Marley, you got grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Ain't that true? Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Smell you later. Smell you later. Exactly. Absolutely. All right, Rudy. Hmm, that's interesting. All right, Rudy. In the next 3 months for your love life, I see that there's a possible like person that you might meet, but this person has like a lot of setbacks and obstacles, and they don't like to spend money or they don't have a lot of money. But their reputation speaks for itself. Um, you can meet this person in the next like 2 months, and it might turn into like a relationship eventually. But I feel like you'll be friends with the person, and you'll begin to know them and talk to them, and understand each other and things like that. Um, I feel like both of you have families and things like that, kids. Um, I mean, it's a possibility it might turn into something, but I would say that you'll be content with this person. This person will bring you peace, and this person will bring you happiness. And by them showing you their family life, it'll make you feel like, hey, this person is really decent, like. But right now, I feel like this person has some setbacks in their life, and then when you meet them, you'll see for yourself, like. But it's very possible that in the next 3 months, this can turn out to be something decent. I got the Two of Cups in the very end here, so Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. That's all like relationship cards. The only thing that's like I see here is the Four of Pentacles reverse, which is like leaving you in suspense. Things like that. That type of thing. Like the person might just have like too much on their plate and too much money to deal with. I feel like you know the person, yeah. Yeah, I get that you know the person. Yeah. I'm getting that you know the person. You know of him. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's an ex coming back that wants to make things right. No, it's definitely not 50. That's for sure. You don't want 50 anyway. And why it can't be 50 because this says this person's like ain't that financially stable. 50's got stupid money. You ain't going to no damn candy shop. But this person that this person's somebody who disappointed you in the past but ready to like make things right. But like they could have a lot of material things, but they're still not happy. But they feel like they can be happy with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't get 50 though. Yeah, that's a big lollipop, maybe. Yeah, no candy shop desires so there. You can't get that, you know. Sorry. 50's got too many women. Yeah. But I do see like this person coming around. They could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, King of Cups. I got like the person seems like they have their life back on track, but it's either they don't have a lot of money or they could have not had like their shit together when they met you or was with you, but they have their shit together now, if that makes sense. So I do feel like it's somebody that you know, yeah. I didn't get a new person, but they might want to like reconcile and get back. So they might have their shit together, but they're not happy. Like they have their money now, but they can spend their money and like have setbacks, but they don't have no love. So now they probably want you back or see what you're up to. So yeah, makes sense. But that can happen like in the next two months or so. So don't be surprised if they try to come back. The eclipse and the retrograde usually brings people back anyway. Yeah, you know, never know. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with access. I ain't dealing with that shit. Well, that's up to them to deal with. Just like the card said the other day, you know, just like the card says earlier, you know, you're on the right path if you're happy right now, right? So he might be happy right now, so he wants to make sure he makes Rudy happy now. There you go. That's how it goes. But you'll be all right. You will be all right. Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going to bed too. It's midnight here, so I'm gonna get my ass to bed. I gotta go work tomorrow anyway. Well, you never know, Rudy. Sometimes, it happens. Sometimes it don't. You know, it's life. Anyway, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on here for almost 3 hours. My ass is hurting. I gotta get up, take my dog for her nightly pee, and I'm gonna go get my ass to bed. I gotta go work tomorrow at my rich client's house. I gotta make him happy so I get paid. You know. All right. I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow at some point in time. And you guys have a great night and a good week. Stay positive. Believe in God. Believe in you shall receive. All right. Take care.